Salam everyone and welcome back to Muslim Girl Diaries. Now today's episode is for those of us who feel exhausted, the ones who are emotionally drained, financially stressed, especially during these hard times, and we're all kind of feeling it. Spiritually trying but just struggling to keep on going. And again, times are hard and all of that gets put into perspective. Now the ones who are doing their best and still feel like life keeps asking for more. Struggling is real, and that goes for any human being, no matter who you are. Life pushes you towards desire. Now you're surrounded by wants in your daily life, especially while we're on our phones. Now before, we actually needed to leave our homes to see things that we didn't have. In today's world, that's really different. All we need is a device and our fingers, and we could just scroll through hundreds of thousands of videos that can be educational, but more that can be emotionally draining. And it's especially true for females. And because we're human, after a while, we just become so tired. It might be fun to go through these videos, to watch all these clips, but then it kind of hits you. We want relief now. We want clarity now. We want stability now. We want the answer to come the way we imagined it now. But we forget that God wants something else. We might not have it all now, but that's just to our advantage. God wants something deeper and stronger, more beneficial for you and for me. But then as any normal human being, and that's just fine, we just start to feel this burnout. So now let's talk about exhaustion. The real exhaustion that many of us go through. And I'm not talking about the kind that sleep fixes, the kind where you're tired of hoping, tired of adjusting, tired of being patient. Because let's talk real life. Patience is not easy. Really, it's very difficult. You're not weak at all for feeling this way. You're just a human being. You're adjusting with the world and keeping your faith in your heart, and most importantly, through your actions. But see, here's the truth that you and I need to hear and need to understand, and most importantly, we need to feel it. Sometimes we are tired, not because life is hard, but because we're trying to force life to follow our version of how it should unfold. But God is saying, I am not against you. You know, the fact when we want this or we want that, we ask for this and we ask for that and we just don't get it. God is saying, I'm not delaying anything that you're asking for to punish you. Not at all. When God says you want and I want, He's acknowledging your desire, your needs, your wants. He knows that you have them. It's normal to have them. We're humans. We're always going to want something. Your wants are not sinful. Your dreams, they're not wrong. Your du'as, supplications, they're not annoying to Him. But He is reminding you of something so much more crucial that you aren't seeing the entire full picture of. Now, I want you to take a moment and pause and just think about how much we want things that if we got them too early would destroy us. Maybe the relationship you asked God for so badly that you wanted. Maybe the job that just looked so perfect. The life you thought would finally make you feel safe. But then you realize, you know what? God protected you through denial. And you won't see that in the moment. I know that. I go through that myself. In the moment, you will not feel that. But that's the truth. Sometimes God answers your dua, your supplications, by saying, no. Not like this. Guess what? That's mercy. For you and for me. Now, submission does not mean for you just to go silent and not to continue asking for what you want. It does not mean to stop asking. Submission just means that I will ask, but I won't fight it. I won't fight it if you answer me differently. There's a huge difference between trust and control. So you are asking God for something. He isn't giving it to you at the moment, but you're trusting God that He knows this is more beneficial for you, even if you feel like this is it. It has to be it. Financial stress especially makes this hard. When the bills pile up, when you're doing everything right, when you're working, you're budgeting, trying, and still barely holding on. Because that's life, and it's just how it is for the majority of people all over the world, not just for you and me. It's just easy to think, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, why is it this hard? But you have to understand that this is teaching you reliance instead of panic, humility instead of entitlement, faith instead of fear. And it's not because God wants you to struggle, but because we need to learn hardship. Hardship shouldn't pull you down. It should be the way for you to come out stronger in many, many ways. And it depends on your circumstances. Don't give up. Rely on Him and on yourself. Believe in Him and believe in yourself, because that's also very, very important. You need to believe and to understand that God does not measure your worth by your income, your timeline, or your productivity. If you just submit to what Allah wants, your heart softens, your expectations loosens, and your anxiety quits. Believe me, I've been there. And God promises, I will give you what you want. Maybe not exactly how you imagined it, but in a way that does not cost you your soul. It will benefit you so much more the way that He will do it for you than the way that you imagined it for yourself. Because who better knows you than He does? Now, peace comes when you start trusting God more and more, and that is so important. And maybe for some people that is not easy, just because we haven't learned the process of doing it. But believe me, if you trust God wholeheartedly, many things will change in your life, and for the better. Contentment is not giving up. It's saying, Ya Allah, I trust that you are kinder to me than I am to myself. Because guess what? Who gave you your parents? God. You needed your parents. He gave them to you to raise you. You are an infant. It's waking up tired and feeling God's blessings and mercy. They are always there while you sleep, while you're awake. It's continuing to make dua without demanding an outcome that you just think is best. You can ask for whatever you want, but just know that God knows best. We raise our hands and say, Ya Allah, help me surrender my wants to your wisdom. Give me peace with your decree. Do not exhaust my heart chasing what you did not choose for me. And grant me contentment, because contentment is absolute richness. And that's the golden truth, that if we were to instill in our hearts and in our minds, then we will see life through a different perspective. Now, if this episode resonated with you, consider sharing it so others can benefit as well. Thank you for being here, and thank you for listening. Always remember, be gentle with yourself. You're not failing, and Allah knows your heart.